Okay, everybody, this is Bernard from fattybull.com, and I'm happy to show you the city demo from the UE5 um, marketplace. So basically from the sample place now that was released. And I have to say, so I'm really, really excited about this. As you know, the new UE5 engine is actually using a complete different technology. Um, as we all know, like it's called nanite and lumen, and whatever is really in the code behind that, I have no clue. And I think all of us, when we see this, it's basically just like, it's fantastic. It's a dream. I'm showing you right now the small city sample. And by the way, my computer specs, I'm running on an RTX 2080 on an AMD Threadripper. So I have not really such a beefy graphics card here. I would say it's just the bare minimum for the requirements what you need in order to run this game and this experience. What you also can see is I'm running this game literally um, yeah, in the editor currently, so in the UE5 engine, and it's not packaged. But I have to say, just like my first test here and the first experience, I mean, I'm speechless. I mean, it's jaw dropping, honestly. Like it's insane. Um, First of all, it's fully interactive. That means you can get into cars, you can drive with the car. It's all in real time. I'm checking out, of course, reflections, and there is some motion blur. It's unbelievable. The audio sound is amazing. The fidelity from the texture maps, the concrete asphalt and everything, it looks so real. It's so good. Even the shadows that are casted, the reflections in real time, it's unbelievable. It's I don't even know what to say because you just have to experience this by yourself. It's just nuts. Uh, um, if you press the left shift button, you can actually sprint and explore the city, and then you can also get into a fly mode. Um, it's just crazy. I have to say, first of all, kudos and fantastic job to all the artists who have been working on this. I mean, just look at this from this massive amount of work, like also creating all those assets, doing the texturing. Even so, when you are scanning assets and everything, it's crazy the amount of work you have to put into something like this and create a level like that. That's crazy. I also wanted to say, it's of course the UE5 technology is a game changer, and it's not just for the film industry I'm working in. It's not just for entertainment. No, it's obviously, of course, for the gaming industry, a crazy, um, a crazy new technology as well. But it's also for everything else. It's for designers, for creators. If uh, if you are in the architectural industry, right, and you would like to showcase a new building from the exterior to the interior, you would like to create lighting studies, material studies. Let's say if you're in the sports industry for events, music industry, digital set extension, if you would like to create stories, animations, shows, if what else to say? Maybe, as you know, I worked also for retail design. Like if you're a designer and you would like to build a new facade or shopping windows, shopping malls, but it's also for product visualization. It's great in the automotive industry, for aviation. Um, of course, for all the creative agencies to create teasers and trailers and you name it. Now let's jump into the fly mode here and let's check out the city and how big that is. I mean, for me, it's just like a dream is coming true. And I recommend you also checking out my projects and project files what I'm um, doing, and I was helping also, of course, like designers. I love basically the creation of different art, and like I said, it's especially for people who would like to create things, also a fantastic tool. Um, yeah, also great for photography, digital photography, digital set extension. If you want to create a mock-up place and create things. Also, if you didn't check out my latest development process for VR applications, that's what I'm geeking out the last 2 years, and I'm heavily actually also investing time in all my VR experiences. And I can't wait the day will come and you can use actually Nanite and UE5 all for super high fidelity VR experiences. That is just crazy, right? I mean, just look at that city. I have to say, like, not just also from the characters they put in and all the texture maps, but also look at the leather jacket, right? And so on. I have to say, literally everything is just like really crazy. So let's speed up things here a little bit. If you press R, I give you a little city tour here, and this is the small city. Um, you can see like how many assets, I don't know, like thousands of cars. There's also like an AI built in for the humans already walking. I think also AI is built so far, what I understood, for the light signals and the traffic. I mean, just that overview here is crazy, right? When you look at all this crazy stuff. When I'm going here on the roof, and then you check like also the scratch maps, all the texture maps, the metal, the concrete, the asphalt, the dirt, everything, all the details, every little corner, right? Like if you want to check out something, pipes, it's, I don't know what to say. It's just like, it's nuts. Yeah, so, and of course, that's why I said uh, this is not just interesting, in the game industry. Wow, look at how many cars are parked here on this parking lot here. This is crazy. Look at this. I mean, the crazy stuff is when you look at this, how many assets you have in here. And let's say 5 years ago, even you wouldn't have been thinking about creating something like this, because if it would have been a real killer, right? Especially in real time, especially that everything is already rendered with real-time reflections. This is crazy. And I have to say, of course, why I'm so super stoked about UE5, and why it's for me also a big game changer and for my um, world and my, I would say like my service I have also is because this is a one-man show. This would have been literally impossible to dream of like 5 6 years ago, right? Remember back old school days when you have been using 3D software packages and then rendering buckets. You needed a render farm if you wanted to create some short cinematic animations or whatever. Now check this out. And I have to say it's really a bummer that other software packages are, I would say, decades behind. And the reason why is, for instance, you guys know me, I'm a Maxer, for example, but I also explore now so many other software packages. I dive more and more into Blender because it's free, but of course from Cinema 4D, Maya, 3ds Max, ZBrush, you name it, there is nothing I didn't touch and I don't touch on a daily basis. But the fact is like this is unbeatable and all the other software packages are far behind. I mean, for instance, let's say I would love to create this world Autodesk, in an Autodesk product. Let's say 3ds Max. There's no way. I couldn't, even after loading probably 3, 4 buildings, it's so laggy in the viewport, and it's not even rendered and lit and shaded, and I couldn't even navigate. I don't have also this interactive experience like there's audio, the music, and whatever. But of course, there's nothing in real time in the editor, in the viewport. And I mean, that's why I'm saying what's a little bit disturbing for creators, I think, is that other software developers are light years behind that technology because you see it then it's slowing you down if you would like to use other software packages. And that's why I'm saying like this is unbeatable. This is like I have no clue what they did. I think when we explore this now and when I give you an overview here like from the city from the top how big it is. And by the way, this is the small map. So this is yeah, literally the small map because I only have a 2080, and as I said, this is not even the large one, but this is nuts. I also love the audio when you are flying up to the sky, then basically the audio is changing because on the top you don't hear the street noise anymore. You basically hear just the noise from the clouds. So I mean that whatever they put into this thing here, this is just this is crazy, right? And I think you can already see also, let's say, if you're in the architecture visualization, architects, developers, especially also developers, um, for governments, for cities, if you need to plan something, I mean, I would say you realize right now the old days are over. I mean, the future became present. It's all about real time, and it's crystal clear that you can't beat that, right? Because if you would like to see lighting studies as an architect from a new building, it doesn't matter what you're building. And that's why I love it so much because it's great for all creators, for all builders. If you're a creator, it doesn't matter if you're a product designer in the automotive industry, in the aviation industry, if interior design, exterior, architecture, if you would like to create shows, it can also be, of course, like some cartoon animated shows or whatever. It, if you want to shoot something like on a digital stage, if you're a filmmaker, if you want to have it hyper realistic and so on, I mean, it's it's infinitive. The solutions are kind of like infinitive. So I have seen, yeah, this bridge also. Look at this, so many cars in that bridge. It's just like crazy. I also have to say with the auto exposure, it works really well with all the shadows and then the sun. I also think what's so cool is they built the volumetric clouds on top of it, and also with the time, uh, they change it most likely here, like in the gameplay, you can change, of course, like when the sun is going based on the time. Um, I don't know if, like in the gameplay, it's like where you can also see the city at night, but you can definitely, I will definitely do some look development tests here and, you know, um, check out like what I can do. Also crazy to see that the AI they built in for the traffic, for the crowd, for the people who are walking. It's just crazy. So anyways, um, I'm just super stoked and excited, and that's what I wanted to share with you today. And I would say if you haven't been checking it out, then check it out. One thing I also, maybe let's try one thing. If I basically go out from the gameplay, you should see this. So this is basically the real-time editor. So this is now, as you can see there, it's not in runtime. This is not, yeah, I mean it is in runtime, but I'm not playing the game right now. What you have been seeing previously is basically when you click play and you run the game. But now I don't run the game. I can also show you here the frames per second. By the way, my screen I'm using I think 3400 and something like in the pixel resolution here. So that means that's also massive. And I'm hitting for sure my 30 frames per second. Maybe 40 frames per second is as an average here. Um, but it's really great to see. I mean, look at this fidelity, right? They have debris here. They have like the quality also from the trash bins, like the texture maps. It's just nuts, you know, like everything. It looks fantastic. So many vehicles, so many cars here. The look at the fidelity from the road texture maps. I mean, this is crazy. You can see a tiny little stone, the water, the street, the reflection when you have those, you know, wet parts and more dry parts. It's just nuts. I think what's also cool to see is the fidelity from the buildings, but then the trick. I need to investigate also, of course, that I would say that demo scene file they provided, I'm so grateful for it because you can investigate and look behind the curtain and see like what they did. I think also that trick they did with those with the facade buildings and the glass is amazing because when you dive in, you will see that inside it's hollow. So there is nothing inside, but the fake what they did here is amazing, right? So you see like when you go inside, it's all empty. Um, but yeah, I mean they did an amazing job on this. The entire team. This is whoa. And as you can see, it's almost 3 a.m. in the morning. Um, and when you're getting excited, then time is flying. It's crazy. Oh, yeah, and that's what I wanted to see. Like, let's see if we want to do a cinematic shot here real quick. If we actually could do something and what we can get out here. I don't know. Let's check out. Um, I created here one camera in the sequencer and I'm shooting here with a 35 mil right now. And let's see, you see, I can change here my blades. And if you haven't seen my cinematography videos, it's all on YouTube. You can download those on my project files for free. They are like on my blog, fedible.com. and yeah, I talk a little bit. Lately, I was too busy um, for production work to create any tutorials, but I talk about like that's what I love is like cinematography, look development, how you can use cameras, how you can, you know, shoot a sequence and create movie kind of like style shots. I mean, look, even the cars, right, with the tail lights and everything. It's the license plates. It, it's crazy. It is it is amazing. So I love it. It's really fantastic. Oh, look at this. This is also new to me. Like if you press G, um, that's very interesting to see that something happens with automatically with the transparency or opacity. That is funny. But as you can see, like creating a cinematic camera shot, and let's say you have an opening sequence, something like here, and you have let's say 150 frames. Let's make maybe 300 frames and 30 frames per second. Then we stretch this out here and stretch this also out to frame 300. Then you can basically set the key here. I like auto key, and then I can say my camera with the transform node starts here, and I basically start here. Ah, this is new. Okay. So not sure why this doesn't seem to work here. And that's, oh, where am I? What am I looking at? I'm here, of course. And then I want to delete my frames here on frame 300 in my timeline. But this is really very, very interesting because let's say I want to make a shot, the camera goes up till here. Then I can check this out and say like, okay, what's going on? And you can play this in real time, you see. This is crazy. It's unbelievable. And you can control the camera immediately. You can go over here, get into your track editor, maybe also change this then to linear, your flow. Let's make this a little bit larger here, kaboom. And then let's change also the manual focus. Let's say you start the blurry like this, and then say frame 60 or something like this. You put your camera focal point like here, so it's getting sharp, and then you have a little shot like kaboom, flying through here, right? Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's like, it's unbelievable. And look at the frames per second with millions of polygons in here. Let's kick this out here. Super happy, super excited. Yeah. So anyways, I would say to all of you, have fun creating something, designing something. If you're a designer or a creator, if you would like to learn more about it, then feel free, check out also my little blog, fedibull.com, or of course subscribe on my YouTube channel. I will release also always a little bit about my latest development process, findings, uh, what it's really useful for. And as I tried to mention before, no matter in what industry you are, um, if you use this tool, it will help you in your daily production work, no matter what it is. So that being said, thanks for watching. I hope you're also as excited as I am. And yeah, for me, 3 a.m., it's time to go to bed. And I wish you all the best and happy pixeling and take care. Bye bye.